Hello and welcome to today's Linux cast video. Today we're going to do a tutorial video. Today we're talking about what is Linux. So you're on a website called linuxcast.net and maybe you don't know what is Linux. So let's break it down real quick. So if you have a computer, you probably run Windows 7 like I'm running here, as you can see, or maybe even Mac OS if you've got a Macintosh. And basically Mac OS X or Windows 7 or even Windows 8, that is your operating system. Linux is another operating system. It's free, it doesn't cost anything. So when you go out and buy a computer, part of the cost that you're paying for is for Windows or Mac. If you were to build your own computer or uninstall Windows or Mac, you could install Linux and it would be free. But let's talk about a little bit of the history of Linux. Linux first came around in 1991 when a guy named Linus wrote what we call the kernel. Now you don't need to know what the kernel is or what it does, just that Linux has it, and that is the basis for the whole operating system. So as you can see here, I've got a Windows desktop, and this is a Linux desktop. It's a little bit different than your Windows desktop, but things are mostly the same. You have a place where you see the time and the volume and your internet connection and even logging in and out. And you have applications just like Firefox, like you would have on Windows, and word processors like you would have on Windows or Mac. And basically that's what Linux is. It's an operating system. There's a lot of what we call distributions. Basically when you talk about Windows or Mac, you talk about what version of Windows do you have or what version of Mac OS do you have. With Linux we call those distributions. Today the distribution that I'm running here is Ubuntu 12.04. But if you're ever talking about Linux, you call it a distribution, or shorter for distro. That's basically it. If you have any questions or you need to read about what we've talked about, just scroll down the page and we have a list of everything that we've talked about. Have a good day.